Good evening, my favorite audience. It's your favorite lawyer, Caleb Wanga, advocate at the High Court of Kenya. So this evening, I want to talk about the issue of going to court to compel the IEBC to conduct an election. This is in reference to the incidences or rather the activities of a petitioner in Mombasa who has proceeded to court to try to compel the commission, as the IEBC, to conduct elections for the position of governor for Mombasa County on 23rd of August this year. Well, I think this falls in the backdrop of the press statement by the chairperson of the IEBC to the effect that they are not in a position to conduct an election, as said earlier, as it had earlier been planned to be conducted on 23rd in the various elected positions that didn't happen during the general election that was conducted on 9th of August. So, first of all, it's imperative to also understand that IEBC is an independent commission. Okay, the Constitution established what is referred to as independent offices and commissions, and IEBC is one of them. So, if you look at even Section 26 of the IEBC Act, you find that this independence of the IEBC is to the effect that the commission shall not be subject to the direction or control of any person or authority. And you understand the responsibility of the IEBC is to conduct, okay, and supervise elections. So it's good to give it time, to give it the independence that it needs, so that it makes a decision on when to conduct a free and fair election. That's what's required of the IEBC, among, of course, other things. And you see, in order to conduct a free and fair election, a lot of things come to play. It has to be secret ballot. There has to be freedom from violence, freedom from intimidation, improper influence, corruption. You understand? And above all, that election has to be conducted independently. Now let's go back to some of the questions that the petitioner might have to answer in court. One is that if you look at if you look at the Constitution, you realize that IEBC can only conduct election in two instances. Okay, during the general election, as it happened on 9th of August, when all the positions are up for grabs and people come together, they contest for the position of the president, the position of the governor, the position of the member of parliament, and member of county assembly. Then the other instance when IEBC can conduct an election in this country is when there's a vacancy in that particular office. Okay, that's when it conducts a by-election. There has to be a vacancy. So even before the petitioners, or rather the petitioner in the Mombasa case now, gives the IEBC a direction, or before an injunction is actually given to IEBC to conduct an election, there's a question of vacancy. Do you have a vacancy in the office of the county governor of Mombasa? I think the answer is no, because if you look at Article 182, it stipulates the circumstances under which there falls vacancy in the office of the governor. That's when he dies, or when he's impeached, when he resigns, or for some other reasons he's not able to contest. So as we speak, those were Article 182 scenarios under which vacancy falls in the office of the governor. None of them has actually happened in Mombasa County. So as we speak, the county government of Mombasa has a governor who is validly in office. So it's not a general election. General election was conducted on 9th of August, and then there is no vacancy, because if you look at Section 17 of the Elections Act, it says instances when the commission can institute. Okay, elections for the governor. And these are the two instances that I've said. One, during a by-election, and two, when there is a vacancy in the office. And as I've said, under Article 182, there's no vacancy in the office of the governor for Mombasa County. Two, even if there was a vacancy, and you see, remember, the question of vacancy in the office can only be determined by the High Court. So that court will have to make a determination on whether, as we speak, be it on Monday, be it tomorrow, whenever that court will be making a decision on whether or not to compel IEBC to conduct elections on 23rd, it must have made a determination that indeed there is a vacancy in the office of governor for Mombasa County. Then if such a determination is made, and in the unlikely circumstances that the court finds that there is indeed vacancy, then the procedure has to follow. Because you see, the procedure that we have been using initially was for the general election. But remember, the general election is long gone. Whatever will be happening in Mombasa gubernatorial elections will not be a general election. It will be just an election like any other. So an argument can come up that the arrangements, the procedures and processes that were being made in the run-up to the general elections do not hold to the elections going to be conducted. So the issues of nomination, the issues of picking up running mates and everything might spring up. Okay? Then of course there's the issue of gazettement. There is no election that can be conducted in this country without gazettement.